Hello and welcome everyone to our session this morning. So my name is Christine Dyson and I'm the International Recruitment Officer here at Lakehead University. And I'm joined today by my colleague, Katie. So Katie, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Katie Stevenson. I'm the International Engagement Specialist and I'm based out of the Aurelia campus in Southern Ontario. So if you are headed to either the Aurelia campus or Barrie area, then I will be your first point of contact. I'll be in the background today answering your questions and supporting you that way. I look forward to working with you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Katie. And Katie reminded me to mention something as well. I'm based at the Thunder Bay campus. So we're both excited to be here today to welcome you and also have our special guests who will be joining us in just a little bit here. So, just on the agenda today, to give you a little overview, I'm just going to touch on some upcoming events that we have. And then, of course, why we're all here today. We're looking forward to hearing from our special guests, our student panel, who are going to talk a little bit more about their experience at Lakehead University so far. We're going to conclude that with a question and answer period. And then I have a special announcement to make at the end of today's webinar as well. Okay, so now I'm going to invite onto the screen our student panel guests. So we have here many different students that are going to be tuning in today to share a little bit about their Lakehead experience. So for our students, I'm just going to call on each of you, and then if you can just give yourselves a little bit of an overview. So where you're from, what year you're studying, and the program that you are currently studying at Lakehead University would be a good way just to kick things off. So just because the first person on my screen that I see here is Martin. Martin, I'm going to pass it over to you to kick things off.
Sure. Thank you, Christine. Hi, everyone. My name is Martin. I am originally from Colombia, but I immigrated here to Canada in 2021. I'm studying computer science at Lakehead, and I'm in my fourth year. I'm going to be doing my last semester this fall. So I hope to see you all there if you're joining us this fall 2025. Um, I do some volleyball at school, but I guess we'll get a little bit later into that. But just wanted to introduce myself.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And then next I see on the screen here, I'm going to pass it over to Aditi.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be a part of this webinar, and I hope you all are able to get as much information from us today. I'm Aditi, as I said, and I'm originally from India. I came to Lakehead in 2022, and I'm currently majoring in media, film, and communication. And my experience so far in the city of Aurelia has been amazing, and I think it has been one of the best decisions to come at Lakehead. So, yeah, I hope you really enjoy this webinar.
Perfect. Thank you, Aditi. And then I'm going to pass it over to not myself, but we had a little technical issue joining. So I'm going to pass it over to Lucy. If you can introduce yourself, the program you're studying, and the year of study that you're in. Okay. I'll pass it over then to Alvina just because it sounds like Lucy's still maybe trying to get joined. So Alvina, passing it over to you.
Hi everyone, I'm Elvina. I'm currently, I just completed like my second year in nursing and I'll be entering into my third year this fall. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit about me. And oh yeah, my parents, they're from Pakistan, but I was born and raised in Malaysia. So it was like a really interesting experience to fly from Malaysia to Thunder Bay. And yeah, we'll go into a little bit detail like later on in the session, but that's just like a brief stuff about me. All right, then we'll head on to the next person.
Perfect. Thank you for the intro there. And then just for our other student panelists, I'll just get you to turn on your video camera and your audio, just so I know everyone who is on the call as well. So I see here we have Masoma online. So Masoma, perhaps you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thank you so much. My name is Mesoma Wanune, and I'm an international student in my second, who just concluded her second year in nursing as well, moving to third year in the fall. And I'm originally from Nigeria, which is a community that was filled with warmth, culture that has helped shape my caregiving passion. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. And then over to Menghi.
Hi everyone, I'm Mengxi. I'm original from China, but it's my already the 8th year in Canada, and I'm in archaeological science, the second year of my master.
Great, thank you. And then I'm going to pass it back over to Lucy. Lucy, are you able to hear me on the call? There we go. Perfect.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, excellent. And you can introduce yourself now.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Lucy. I'm from Ghana and I'm in my final year, or should I say, I just completed my master's in education program and I'll be graduating this May. Thank you.
Great. And congrats. That's an exciting achievement to be coming near
Yeah,
to the end of your studies as well.
thank you.
So I'm just going to do a little bit of a call out. Do we have Shanoa on the call or Lahia? I believe those are the other two. Oh, perfect. So Lahia, I'll pass it over to you so you can introduce yourself.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Ligia Simba. I am Ecuadorian. I am in my final year of PhD program in forestry. I'm happy to be
Excellent.
here.
Also in your final year, so very,
Yeah,
very exciting.
yeah.
Perfect. And then Shanoa, I know I saw you online earlier, so just give a quick moment. But otherwise, thank you to all of our panelists for joining us today. And we're going to head in now into asking a few questions, which I know you are prepped for. So I'm actually just going to stop sharing my screen just so that way we can see everyone a little bit brighter here as we move through the session. So the first question that I have would be, how did you go about choosing your program of study? So I'll open the floor to our students here. Anyone want to jump in?
Yeah, I can maybe start answering that
Yep.
question. As I mentioned, I'm in computer science. I think when I was little, this wasn't the career path I started like wishing to pursue. I think at first I wanted to be an architect, then realized I'm not very good at drawing. And then somewhere through like ninth grade, I did some computer science classes at my high school, and that's when I discovered my new passion. I thought I was really adept at it. I participated in a couple of competitions at school, and so by the time I graduated from high school, I knew that's where I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So yeah, that's how I decided on my program. Um, and yeah, that's my personal experience.
Great,
Okay.
thank you. And then I'll pass it over. I saw, I think it was a DT, you raised your hand. So I'll pass it over to you and then we'll finish off this question with Lucy because I know you're also ready to answer it. So
Perfect. So, since my childhood, I've been into creativity a lot, and I used to paint and draw a lot. And then, as soon as I grew up, I kind of also developed an interest in the field of photography, videography, and I really wanted to do something that takes everything into consideration, like together. So I decided to go with this major media, film, and communication, which allows me to focus on every aspect of creativity and not just indulge into one particular aspect. So just very helpful. And I also get hands-on experience over here. So I think, yeah, it's been really great so far.
great, thank you so much. And then I'll pass it over to Lucy, who is
Yeah, thank you very much. So I'll say that for me, it wasn't difficult choosing this course because I'm already a teacher. I've been teaching back in Ghana. So when the time came for me to further my education, I just knew that I was going to further it in education. So I decided to pursue masters in education and then choosing the education for change, the environmental and sustainability education. I did that because I wanted to do something different, looking at the climate change issues that we face these days. I wanted to learn more and be well invested in that area. So I chose to do education for change in environmental and sustainability. So with this course, I was able to understand a lot of things going on concerning climate change. Thank you.
Well, that sounds certainly like very important work to be looking at in the future and an area of study. So I know we were able to get Shinoa, he was able to join momentarily. So maybe I can get you to turn on your camera now and you can just introduce yourself. Perfect. So I'll just get you to introduce the program you're in and where you came to Lakehead from and the number of years you've been studying at Lakehead.
Okay. Hi everyone. So my name is Shinoa and I'm from Japan. So I came to Canada when I was 16 in 2019 to Vancouver Island first. And originally I was planning to stay just the 1 year, but I fell in love with the natures and the people. So I decided to extend my studies and now I'm studying media, film, and communication at Lakehead University and I'm about to graduate soon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we now have all of our students on the call, which is great. And with that, I'm going to go into our next question here as well. So the next question is, why did you choose to study in Canada? And have you had any truly Canadian experiences since you began your studies or since you've arrived in Canada? So again, I'll open it up to the floor and one of our students, if you want to jump in, you can just raise your hand so I know to call on you. Oh, I can see Alvina already took off the microphone, so we'll hand it right over to her.
Yeah, I just had some issues with that icon on my Zoom. Like I was just unable to raise my hand. So I was like, I'll just hop in and just say
jump
something.
in. That works.
So like since I'm in the nursing program, like I was always like drawn to like healthcare stuff from a very long time. So for me personally, when I was back in Malaysia, like I had some of my family members and extended like relatives, they were into the healthcare profession. So I just kind of like the idea of like just being busy all the time and I just feel a lot more productive. And honestly, like choosing Canada was one of the main reasons were for it's known for its healthcare education, especially the fact that once I graduate, like I'll be having the RN license or like the nursing license, which is actually really valuable because it's not just applicable in Canada, but if I wanted to, I could also transfer my license to other countries as well, which is really beneficial. And also, honestly, like coming from a country like because I grew up in Malaysia, it was like a multicultural country, so that was like a really important aspect. So when I was selecting, okay, like which place do I want to like further my education in, I kind of thought like, you know what, I think Canada seems like a good option. And especially like I grew up in cities my entire life and I wanted like a bit of change. So you know what, like I probably should look into smaller towns. So Thunder Bay seemed like a lot more reasonable at the time. So yeah, and honestly, like it's been almost like 1.5 year for me, and like I would say, like a truly Canadian experience has to be like my canoeing thing that I did. So I was part of this BIPOC outdoor adventure club, and they organized this canoeing activity. It was last year fall, like in September, and I'm naturally drawn to like water sports, like water activities kind of thing. So I was like, you know what, I should probably give it a shot and let's see how that works, and it turned out really well. So I'm glad that I had the chance to experience that thing. And so far, I would say it's one of the Canadian stuff that I've done so far. And yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Wonderful. And I'm curious, have you been able to participate in any of those other events that that club holds? I know they're always very active on their social media.
Yeah, they're actually really active though, because like I think the next one that I did was it was in winter, so this was like in February or something. So they had this cross country skiing, so I had the opportunity to even try that out because I've never done skiing before, like never. So it was like a very interesting, funny experience because like as a first time, like they teach you how to like you gotta like fall down like you're gonna fall to the ground and then you gotta pick yourself up with the equipment or something. So that was like I had a lot of struggle in that, but obviously it was like my first time, so it was truly understandable. But yeah, they organize like really cool things like the BIPOC club, so definitely check it out once you guys are here. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Alvina. And I can see on the next on the list, I have Maggie. You have your hand raised, so I'll pass it over to you to answer this question and share a little bit about your truly Canadian experience.
Yeah, so I'd like to answer for the second question more. So for my real Canadian experience, so when I was in my undergrad in London, I went to a farm near Lucan, and we do some kind of maple sugaring stuff. Like in the winter time, we just try out go out to find the maple tree and to collect the ice that from the trees, and we boiled that to get some truly maple sugar. And when I was in Thunder Bay, like I do scuba diving and I do surfing. So we went to surfing in November. It's like pretty cold, about 6 or 7 degrees for the water, but it's pretty fine. That's kind of Canadian one. And we went to scuba diving in Silver Harbor. It's just near Thunder Bay, about 30 minutes drive. And every January 1st. So for the first day, we just jump in there. It's about 4 degrees for the water. It's pretty cold, but it's pretty fun. Yeah, it's kind of for when it's negative 30 degrees, we just go out to try to see how the hot water get into ice. That's my part of real Canadian stuff. Like when
Sounds
the
like you
cold
like the
day
cold
comes, the
weather
Canadian
then.
always go out to find some fun.
Yeah, it sounds like you like the cold weather then, and you're thriving in that environment.
Yeah.
Um, just going back to the first part of the question as well, would you be able to share a little bit about how you
Yeah,
chose
like
Canada?
first time when I was in Canada is it was when I was 14 years old. It's a summer camp for about 3 weeks in Vancouver. And I was like, oh, I pretty enjoy the environment here. I love the forest, I love the seas. So when I dis trying to decide like either way I'll pick Australia, Canada, or England, I choose Canada.
Very good. So summer camp is what kind of set it all off on the trajectory towards Canada, it sounds like. Perfect. I'll pass it over to Aditi now because I can see you have your hand raised.
I think one of the reasons I chose to study in Canada was like diverse culture. When you come here, you just not only are able to like learn different cultures, but also try different foods, talk to your friends, and like learn basic things. And I also think one of the truly Canadian experiences I've had so far is experiencing the snowfall here and like trying to layer up. I think that was one of the best things I've done so far. And also, obviously, the maple syrup. It has been really, really amazing. So, yeah, I hope anyone who's coming here enjoys the weather and it's really beautiful. Don't be scared. So, yeah.
That is great advice. Everyone here definitely loves the weather at all times of the year. So we definitely like to embrace the outdoors as well. Did any of our other students want to take a turn at answering this question as well? Yeah, perfect. I'll hand it over to you, Shanoa.
Perfect. So I chose to study in Canada because of its reputations and well, the diversity, safety, and the high quality education. But like the honest reason was my mother pushed me to come study abroad to Canada. And yeah, and then I think that she thought it will be a great opportunity to like grow up personally, professionally, and create like make friends from like internationally from different countries. And I think my truly Canadian experience, I think I had a lot. So I'm just gonna list some here, but so I would say the first one is surviving my first snowstorm, trying poutine for the first time, and I joined outdoor education class in my high school. So we went to a lot of camping and surfing, and that was great. And then also when I was in Vancouver Island, when I was fishing, I saw a wild bear like really close next to me. So that was something like I wouldn't experience in Japan. And obviously I went to Banff to see the great nature of Canada. And then lastly, I would say like attending the hockey games was like really great Canadian experience that I had. Thank you.
Wow. Well, it certainly sounds like you've had a lot of growth as your mom was hoping for, and you've been able to hop all over the country. So that's amazing to hear. I did see just one question come through, and someone was asking, what exactly is poutine? Would you be able to describe it to a prospective student, what poutine is?
Sure, yeah. I think it's like Canadian traditional dish. So it's made out of fries, gravy, and a block of cheese, and it's all combined in one plate, and you can eat it by itself or mix it with like other food. It's a great Canadian dish, I would say.
Yeah, we definitely like the poutine here. So thanks for describing that. You nailed it. It was perfect. Next, I'll pass it over to Lucy. I can see you had your hand up, and then I'll pass it over to Lahia afterwards because I saw you had your hand up there too.
Right, thank you. I'll start from my real Canadian experience. I'll say I also had a couple of them. It's arriving in Canada when it was snow time. So when I first landed in Canada, it was minus 10 degrees and I was freezing. And then I was told that was the warmest weather ever. And I joined the global ambassador, and then I had the opportunity to go for snowshoeing, and it was a great experience. Also, waking up in spring and snow all over. That I will also say is another real Canadian experience because I was excited that snow is over, winter is over. I'm entering into spring, and then all of a sudden, I wake up in the morning and there is a snowstorm everywhere, snow everywhere. I'll say that is a really Canadian experience for me. And going back to the first question, I chose to come and study in Canada because of their diversity, the quality of the education, and how welcoming Canada is to the world, to the international students. Yeah, so that's why I chose to study in Canada. Thank you.
Great. And yeah, as we like to say sometimes, you think winter's over, but then you get second winter, third winter, it keeps popping up on you. So the winter can continue on, but that just brings more opportunities for activities like snowshoeing, like you mentioned. So next, over to Lahia. You can share a little bit about as well your experience.
Yeah. Um, 15 years ago, I visited Toronto for my job and experienced the genuine Canadian kindness. After that, when I had the opportunity to apply for a scholarship to Lakehead University, I didn't hesitate, and so my adventure in Canada began. It was wonderful. I can visit a lot of places, natural resources, forests, and I'm happy to be here.
Amazing. And is there any particular moment that has like stood out to you as being a very Canadian experience at this time?
The maple syrup, the snow, because in my country the snow is not everywhere like here, uh, and I can play with the snow. Uh, I can throw the hot water, and to when it's really cold, you can throw the water and make the snow, and it was really amazing.
I love that you mentioned that activity because that is definitely one that every student should try and partake in when it does get very cold, is taking the hot water and throwing it outside. It's quite a bit of fun. So we're going to move on to the next question, and that is how did you get involved in student life at Lakehead, and why was this important to you? So if there's anyone who has something they'd like to share, I know Misoma, we haven't heard from you yet, so don't feel like you have to jump in right away, but I'd love to hear from you at a certain point as well. But Martin has jumped in right now, so we'll hand it over to him.
Sure. So I did a little sneak peek of this at the beginning of the panel, but I'm a volleyball player. I've been playing volleyball since I was 12 years old. And one of the things that like helped me just, let's say, transition a little bit better from Colombia to here to Canada was being able to continue to practice volleyball here at the university. I am part of two volleyball clubs at the university. There's the men's volleyball club, which I partake in. We do some competitions in the United States, and we also participate in some local leagues in Canada. And I'm also the one of the co-captains of the Lakehead University co-ed volleyball team. So for this one, for the first one, it's just men in that team. For the second one, we're kind of playing mixed females and males. And so I started as a member in that club, and in the past year, I've transitioned to be a captain and trying to organize events and different tournaments and practices and stuff. And that has been a good experience for me to meet other volleyball players like me and trying to like make friends. Basically participating in volleyball is very important to me because it just helps me keep an active lifestyle. Like we have access to a very good athletic facility here at Lakehead, so that allows me to continue to practice my sport and also do some athletic conditioning on the side. And all with all the gym facilities that they have weights, they have bench presses and all that stuff. So that has really allowed me to keep active as I was when I was in Colombia.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And yes, you are super active with all of your sports that you partake in. Martin's always running off to do something else. He's got another competition coming up. So definitely a way that you could stay active while you're at the university. So next, I'll pass it over to Misoma. I saw you had your hand raised as well, so would love to hear.
Well, thank you. I would say one of the things that has helped me engage in student life, like, was volunteering, which was a very, very big aspect for me because it has helped me to build personally as well as professionally. Like one of my co-panelists said earlier, joining the Global Ambassador Program, where we had to mentor new international students of how to navigate school life, how like what it means to transition from another country into like a different place you don't know. So like that mentorship program and volunteering experience was one of like the great thing I would say like is very good about student life. And another thing was also volunteering for the Ontario Winter Games. It was like it helped me like especially like connect like in my line of like nursing where you have to like connect with patients, where you have to like create good communication. So like I'll say volunteering has been like one of the greatest like student acts like engaging in students aspect for me because it has helped me build professionally, personally, and also like how to engage with different people from different cultures and diversity. Yeah, thank you.
Amazing. And just for everyone who's online, would you be able to give a little bit of an overview of what exactly was the Ontario Winter Games, just to kind of paint a picture for everyone here?
Oh, okay. So like the Ontario Winter Games is like I would say like it's a game like we do like in Canada, but like different provinces do host it. So like that particular year, that was last year, if I could remember, it was Ontario hosting it. So this is whereby like different categories of high school students from like a different like from different age groups come to participate in different sports and activities. And if you want to volunteer for it, it was sent via Lakehead email to all students where you can like apply and then like a particular field where you want to volunteer in. So like I volunteered in the administrative field, but like there were other like aspects to volunteering. So like it's just like basically taking care of the participants and their parents or guardians who came to watch their young ones participate in the sport event.
Amazing. Thanks for sharing that. And you raised an excellent point as well. I'll just highlight for all our students on the call. Pay attention to your emails. There's lots of great opportunities that do get sent out to you, lots of opportunities to get involved on campus. So it's definitely something you want to stay on top of, not just for your academics, but also for your social life outside of your academics as well. And with that, I'll pass it over to Aditi.
Thank you so much. So I think one of the best ways to get involved at Lakehead is to stay tuned to the newsletters that the student union sends us out and join as many clubs as possible and try to attend as many networking sessions. We do have quite a networking sessions through our career services. They take you to different locations throughout the city. That way you're able to build connections within the community, which would really help you with any future jobs or work life or anything at all. So I think just make sure to keep checking your emails and yeah, it will really help you.
Great. And just for my curiosity, would you be able to highlight like maybe what one of those networking sessions have looked like if you had the opportunity to participate in one?
Yeah, so I participated in a networking session that was held at the Horseshoe Valley Resort, which is a 30 minutes drive from the Lakehead University. Everything was arranged by Lakehead. We had food served. I met so many friends actually from this city called Barrie. We had so many companies, and it was really nice, starting from science to arts. Like there were every positions available. You were able to meet recruiters directly, and you were able to talk to them and tell them about your background, hand them your resume. So it was a really direct contact with them. So I think I was really able to put myself out there, and it also helps you to build your LinkedIn at the end. So I think always make sure to grab any opportunities you come across. And yeah, just stay updated on the emails again.
Yes, very good point. Reinforcing that stay attentive to your emails. So just by a show of hands, I have a question for all of our students. So that is, how many have you have had the opportunity to live in residence? You can just raise your hand. Okay, so it looks like we have a few here. So of those who raised their hand to having lived on residence, I was wondering if you could just share maybe what some of your favorite things were about that experience.
Yeah, so maybe I can jump in if I'm not cutting Shinoa. Um, Sorry. Yeah, so I lived my first year of residence. I've now moved off campus with a couple of friends from residence at first. But I'm gonna share about some of my experience in residence. When I first got there, my flight got in like really late at midnight. I was just strolling around with my luggage, just very confused because I like then nobody was around, but I knew because they sent me some instructions. When you get here, just use one of the emergency call phones that there's around the campus, and just talk to somebody so we can let you in. So I did that when I got there. I talked to through one of those phones, and then two of these RAs, which for those of you who don't know, RA means residence assistant. They came to where I was. They opened the doors for me. They really helped me like settle in. They offered even like if I needed like extra sheets, if I didn't bring any sheets with me, they asked me where I was from. They were very, very welcoming. And so that was really helpful for me because I was really, I'd say, anxious of like being like that late at night, nobody was around. They really helped me like just calm down, get settled in on my first night in Canada. So that was something that residence community is very welcoming, and they host lots of activities, like for example, like residence sports that allow you to make lots of friends when you first got there. So that really helped with my transition being away from home and like knowing nobody in Thunder Bay. That helped me really start to make those friends and like lifelong connections that I've made during my university time and residence.
Great. And then I'll pass it over to Shanoa.
Thank you. So, yeah, I lived in residence for 4 years for my school life. So I would say my favorite part of residence is that they host a lot of residence activities. So we can meet friends or get to know other people. And then sometimes they do like field trip. So one time we had a trip that to go to Toronto. So one trip was to medieval times, and the other one was to the aquarium in Toronto. So like I think students can live very fun life living in residence. And I would say my favorite things that happen at residence is that when there was a power outage in Orillia, me and my friend just gathered in one room and then put the flashlights and then watched the movie in the iPad, and then we were just munching on snacks. So like I think it was nice that everyone was living in a same building, so it was easier for everyone to connect each other. Yeah.
I love how you said one of your favorite memories is one that maybe turned out of a not so great situation with having all of the power off in the city. So that's a really wonderful way to look at it and a good use of the situation that was presented to you. Were there any other students who did share in lived in residence and wanted to share a little bit about their experience? I just want to make sure I didn't miss anyone. No? Okay. Well, in that case, I kind of have a follow-up question for those individuals who didn't live in residence, and that is there any piece of advice that you would give to a student who's not looking to live in residence in terms of how they can get connected with the community and stay connected with the community at Lakehead University? So I'll pass it over to Aditi.
So I've been living off campus for a very long time. And I think one of the best things to do is join as many groups as possible. You have Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji, which will help you filter out what you're specifically looking for. The community is really welcoming. The strangers here even smile at you, help you out with everything. So you don't need to really worry about it. And always be confident. And if you have any questions, always reach out. Don't be hesitant.
Perfect. Great advice. And over to Lucy. I saw you had raised your hand. You have a question, an answer for this one?
Yeah, so I would say that Thunder Bay is Facebook, or should I say Facebook is Thunder Bay, and Lakehead University is Instagram. So if you're here in Lakehead, you're supposed to be on Instagram and on Facebook. And then also try to join groups, as many groups as possible. For me, I'm a family person. I came here with my family, so I didn't have time to, I can't stay on campus. So what I did was to join the Global Ambassador group to be, to volunteer. So I had the opportunity to connect with people, the community, and the school community. I remember going for the powwow last year, and it was a great experience. So if you're here and you're not looking forward to stay on campus, and you want to be, you are not looking for it to be in residence, then if you're outside campus, try as much as possible to join groups that will connect you to the school and also to the community. Yeah, and I also remember volunteering for feeding in the community, serving a meal in the community to connect with the indigents of the town. Yeah.
Great. That's good advice too. So making sure that you're tuning in with Facebook and Instagram so that you get connected to different events and groups around campus and in the cities. So with that, we're going to move on to our next question, and that is, what are the most exciting aspects of your program? And Minhee, I know you're coming near the end of your program, so perhaps you have had a moment to like reflect on this and think about what made your program so great at Lakehead University. Would you be willing to share anything regarding this?
Sure, yeah. Because I know like archaeology science is not a popular program, but like here in Lakehead University, we have pretty small scale like class number, so it means you will get close with your professor, and there are a lot of field experience. Like the chance to do field stuff here in Lakehead. We even have a site just in our campus. I mean, like Thunder Bay campus. And in Thunder Bay, we also have two or three sites that you can have a look. Also, because since we are a small community, it's easier to get connect with other people who is doing like archaeological science. So you can easily find a summer job here. Since we have company called like Northwest Woodland Heritage here in town. So we are going to do some kind of Ontario historical sites, that kind of stuff. And also last year's Ontario Archaeology Society meeting is here in Thunder Bay. And we have experience to hear lots of presentations and do some workshops such as how to kidnap the stone point and how to do the copper stuff. That's pretty cool.
That sounds really interesting. And it sounds like you had some great opportunities as well to get involved with like in your field off campus too.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing about that. And especially as you mentioned, a program that's maybe not as popular. So it's always good to shine light on archaeological sciences when we can. Perfect. I'll pass it over to Alvina. You're up next on my screen here.
Okay. Okay, oh my God, I'm so sorry. There's just something wrong with the mic over here. All right. All right, so I would say like one of the most exciting aspects so far, it has to be like the hands-on clinical experience. Like I feel like the thing that stood out to me the most was like how we have the opportunity to actually start our clinicals in our first year, which is actually super important because it helps in building people's like especially confidence and like self-confidence, because when it comes to nursing, like communication is like a really important thing. And having that strong foundation in first year, I feel like that has really helped me a lot, because not only like when I was done with my first year, which was last year in April, I then felt like I was more confident to take on a summer job here at the Thunder Bay Regional Hospital. And that has really helped in boosting not just like my skills, but also like my communication with patients, with your colleagues, which I feel is really important in a very like diverse, ever-changing environment. And surprisingly, since I took that summer job last year at the regional hospital, people at the clinic over here, they really liked me and they offered me whether I would be interested to work this summer. So I'm currently sitting in the clinic over here and I'm just talking to you guys. And it's really interesting to see how, like experiences have like, different opportunities, like from clinicals and then applying for this summer job, which was actually, I think it's called an awesome summer studentship program. So that was like really, it has been really helpful in building connections and, having references from different employers. And that really adds on to your, I would say under your belt, and you just feel a lot more, confident in yourself. Like, you feel like you're actually growing as a person. Because when I look at myself, okay, yeah, 2 years ago when I entered the nursing program, I was so scared, I was so anxious. And then when you have that hands-on stuff, I feel like that has really helped me a lot, like over the years. And it's definitely that clinical component that's been super beneficial. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like your program has prepared you well for getting involved in opportunities outside of the classroom. So next on my screen here, I can see Lahia. So perhaps I'll pass it over to you and you can share a little bit.
Sure. For me, the most exciting thing about my program is all the activities we can do outside the campus. After that, we can take soil samples and use our laboratory and use all the softwares, because Lakehead has permission for a lot of softwares and help for our research. And it is really cool because not all university can give this support for the students. And after that, the professors or teachers help us with any question or any advice that we need. And it is really important for our education.
So
Yeah.
yeah, the strong connection with professors has really
Yeah.
enabled you to move forward through your studies.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you for sharing. Appreciate that as well. Next on the screen here, I see Misoma. I'll pass it over to you.
Thank you very much. Just to throw more light on what my co-panelist said, Alvina, because I'm also in the nursing program. The nursing program is both challenging and very rewarding, because like everyone if you're asked what program are you doing, and you're saying like I'm doing nursing, and they're like, wow, nursing. So like one thing I would say like has been a very exciting aspect of the program, like Alvina said, is also like the clinical experience, as well as like the in-class lectures. Because sometimes when we're taught in class, we're like, okay, does this actually happen in real life, or like you're just teaching me? But like once you get to the clinical setting, you actually see that disease processes that you are actually taught in class, like you see it actually happening in like a real life situation. So it helps you, like the lecture helps you to navigate and like, okay, this is what is happening, this is what I can do. So And also one important thing is don't be afraid to talk to your professors. Like make sure they're your best friends. Like if you don't understand anything, like while in lectures, don't be afraid to ask questions. So like I feel like one exciting aspect too has also been like the in-class sessions with the professors. Thank you.
Thank you. So it sounds like that's a theme running through. Definitely chat with your professors and get to know them because they're there to support you as well. Okay, so we have two more for people who are ready to answer this question. So I'll pass it over to Shanoa next.
Thank you. So I think my program, Media, Film, and Communication, is very creative and fun course. So like program because we actually get to film something, create something that you want or you like, and we have a professional we have access to a professional cameras and equipments that we can borrow from library, and our professors are all from professional field. So we had a class that cinematography or documentary or like interviewing course. And so, and it's not limited within the school. So if you wanna work on a project that's outside of the schools, and then you can reach out to them, ask them if they want to be part of the film. So I think it's really fun and creative, and you can meet different people. Because I know for a fact in my documentary class, one of my friend went to a local business to make a documentary of the bakery store, and then that documentary was made it very well done. So the video was like shared to the all communities and then students. So I think it's really great way to like connect people and then tell the story. Yeah.
I have a question for that. Was that bakery by chance in Aurelia or near Barrie for any students who might be headed that way?
It's in the Orillia called Kathy's Bakery, I believe. She's
Okay,
like a old lady, but like she's very sweet, and then she makes all the bakery stuff from the morning fresh. So like it's a very popular place, I would say.
perfect. So students, make sure you note that down, Kathy's Bakery, if you're going to be studying at the Aurelia campus. Okay, so we will hand it over to Lucy, and then we're going to have to move on to the next question, unfortunately, Aditi, but you get first dibs at that next question if you want to answer it, okay? Okay, over to Lucy.
Okay, so I would say that what really I really enjoyed about my program is the fact that we're going outside. My course is environmental and sustainability, so that's my specialization. So we normally go outside. Most of our courses we stay outside. We go to the community. We visit the sites like Mount McKay, the Mission Island. I mean, a lot of places we really went outside to have that environmental sightseeing and learn about these places and then how they came about and how they've been sustained and the way forward. And what I really like is the sleeping giant. It's always lying there wherever you go in Thunder Bay, I should say, because anywhere I go and I turn, I see the sleeping giant. So I'm asking, oh, this sleeping giant, where exactly is it that wherever you are, you're always seeing it. When you face your left, you see it, your right, you see it. It's always lying there. And then I also say that my professors, they've been really, really helpful. From day one, since I registered for my first course, I came in late. I was 3 weeks late. So when I came, if not for my professors, I wouldn't have been able to make it. But they were really helpful. They were friendly, so polite. They would always call me, Lucy, is there anything you're struggling with? If there is anything, let us know and how we can help. So I spoke with them and they really helped me. They took me through, they took extra time to break things down for me and gave me time to meet my deadlines. So I would say that when you come, be close with your professors, speak with them. They are not scary. They are so friendly and really helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. So yes, really, again, putting that point back to everyone, make sure you connect with your professors and you get to know them on a one-to-one basis as well. And with that, we're going to go into our next question, which is, what are the best things about Thunder Bay or Aurelia, in your opinion? So I'll pass it over to Aditi, and you can answer this first question.
I think one of the best parts about Aurelia is the nature itself. The community is so good. You're able to reach out to every single one in the community. They're very respectful towards you. They'll help you out in everything you need. We also have different things in the city here. We have the Opera Theater House where you can watch different shows. We have our library here where you can borrow books, go and study. And then we have a lake here. It's called the Cochiching. Actually, it's the beach. It's called the Cochiching Beach and Simcoe Lake. And it's so beautiful during the summer. You will get to see people coming out with their pets, and there's like street food. And during the summer, especially, all the restaurants close their like indoor tables and they bring it out on the streets, and the streets are closed. So you really get to experience something beautiful. And yeah, I was also involved with we have like a lot of theater shows happening throughout the summer, and I was recently involved in one of them. I did sound designing, so I think that's one of the greatest thing in living in a small community. You're able to actually make connections and improve your career and contribute to it. So I think it's gonna be an amazing experience if you guys decide to come here. And yeah, stay connected once again.
Perfect. Thanks for sharing about that and what makes Aurelia your favorite spot. Maybe someone from the Thunder Bay campus, would you be able to chime in? What makes your experience in Thunder Bay great?
I think for me, and I didn't really discover this until after my first year here in Thunder Bay, was the amount of outdoor activities that you can do, especially in the summer. It's um it's really interesting because I used to live in a big city back in Colombia, and so coming here, I got to do a lot of outdoor activities that I didn't get to do back home. Especially lots of hiking. My first hike, I think, was to Mount McKay, which is like this big set of mountains like in the side of the city that like have a nice lookout all over the city when you get to the top. So that was, I think, my first hike, and I did during the summer, and I really started liking doing those outdoor activities since then, and that's normally what I do during the summer. So definitely like outdoor activities with all the nature and beautiful natural resources that we have here in Thunder Bay are one of my favorite things of this city.
Great, thank you. And Lucy, I'm just looking at the time here and I'm realizing we are having such great conversations, but we are running out of time. So I'm going to pose a different question to you, and that is, what is the best thing about Lakehead University in your opinion? Oh, I think you might just be on mute there.
The best thing about Lakehead University to me is the I would say that the fact that the lecturers are so accommodating and helpful, and there are so many resource centers at Lakehead University. There are the International Student Center. When you come to the International Student Center and you have any problem, just tell them. They will direct you to the necessary departments where you have to go to get your problem solved. They have the co-op, the Student Central, a lot of departments, the library, a lot of resources that you can fall on, the food resource center. There is a lot going on, a lot of things that I have learned from Lakehead University, especially from my email. When I open my email, the weekly newsletter, when you go through all the headings, you find out that there are a lot of things going on. And if you need to sign up for something, you sign up for it. I'm on another platform that there are students from different countries that are on that platform, international students, and they ask certain questions, and I'm like, but Lakehead gives us this information for free. Why are these people asking these questions here? They are in other schools. So I'll say that Lakehead University assist their international students and put them through on what to do to succeed. That is what I like about Lakehead. Thank you.
Amazing. And then that is tying up into our final question, which would be what advice would you give to our future Thunder Wolves? So if anyone has some advice that they'd like to share at this point in time, just raise your hand and we can jump in with that. Alvina?
I guess I can go in. I feel like for me personally, like getting to know your professors, that has really helped me a lot, especially when you're in your first year, you're just like kind of lost and confused. You're like, oh my God, like how should I navigate the situation in my studies and stuff like that. So for me personally, like in first year, I've had like really good interactions with my professors. They were really understanding, like really like they've been so helpful. And especially the part of like, you know what, oh, it's like my first university like assignment, like I'm just so stressed out, like how should I go about this, like the support that I had in my first year, like from all of my professors, I feel like that has been really amazing. It has like really set me good for like the rest of my years in the program. So I feel like really get to know our professors. Like I know for a fact that sometimes they can be, intimidating. Like you might find them, oh my God, like they just don't seem approachable. Like I don't know if I should go and talk to them or no. But honestly, just give it a shot. Like just introduce yourself, like, and share like any problem that you're going through, like whether it's your studies, and sometimes even if it's like not academic related, like sometimes they can still like add their own advice and experience, and that can even like help you later on when you're applying for jobs. Because for me, I remember I think it was like for my summer job, and I needed like references, and I obviously like I had no work experience prior to because it was my first undergrad. So I was like, okay, like who should I get my references from? And then I realized, oh wait, I can ask my professors, because like they kind of know me, and we kind of like chat with each other at the end of every class. So that really helps. And just don't be afraid to reach out, and definitely like have like a good connection with your professors, your lecturers, and it works out in the end eventually. Yeah.
Amazing. Thanks for that piece of advice. And I will pass it over to Masoma now.
I just kind of like wrote mine down, like just a little piece of note. So, like things I have is like manage your time wisely. Also, like because you're in a particular program does not mean you should like you don't find a balance between your social life, religious life, or your personal life. So manage your time wisely. And like one of my co-panelists said, get to know your professors, because this is also like a very, very like good opportunities. And also take embrace challenges. And also one of the most important thing I've heard like while in nursing school is to prioritize your wellness. Like while you're a student, like try to like engage in activities that would not just help you growing personally but also professionally. So that is what I have to say. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And then I had Lahia, I know I saw your hand up there, so I'll pass it over to you and then
Yeah.
we'll finish off with Aditi.
Okay, perfect. I think it is, for me, it was really important. I recommend if you have a coffee, spice, candy, or chocolate from your country that you love, you need to bring everything with you. Because sometimes when you feel blue, you can take the chocolate, and it is like to get the power again and continue with your life uh, in a different country. And I think you have to remember you should bring a good supply for your favorite food. I think it is the best for me. Thank you.
I love that advice, especially I know for you coming from Ecuador, you definitely have some stellar coffee and chocolate down there. So that is very good advice. Make sure you bring a little piece from home with you. And Aditi, I'll pass it over to you for our last piece of advice.
Perfect. I won't make it too long. So I would just like to say, try to balance your life as much as possible. Try to stay healthy because, like, as an international student myself, sometimes when I get too occupied with my studies and work together, I sometimes forget to keep track of my health. So I think as a student, it's really important to balance that part of life and always take advantage of any resources that you come across at Lakehead, starting from wellness to the food pantries. Uh, I really want to mention this, but like if you struggle with groceries or anything at any point of time, we have a food pantry here at Lakehead and Thunder Bay campus where you can just reach out to security or the LIUSU, like the Lakehead Lakehead Student Union, and you can access it. So yeah, just try to take advantage of any resources possible.
Great, thank you. And I know Katie has been answering tons of questions as we've gone through this webinar today. So Katie, I'll just pass it over to you, and maybe if there was any standout questions that you've been asked multiple times, you can just share a little bit about that.
Sure. Awesome. Thanks, Christine. Thanks everybody for all of your questions. There's been lots in the Q&A box, but then we've also had some good conversation happening within the webinar chat thread there. So just a couple pieces and points that I'll summarize that I thought were really important. I can definitely appreciate that as you think about coming to a new country and beginning your studies, there are lots of questions around immigration. Including and particularly with respect to applying for your study permit and receiving that visa, because that's your ticket to enter the country. Sorry. We, as Christine's mentioned, we're doing lots of these informational webinars, and we have more to come. So I've put in the chat box a link to the Lakehead International Live website. Please check out any of the past webinars. If you scroll to the bottom, they're all recorded in the archive. You can watch them just as though you would if you were watching it live. Recently, we did one specifically on applying for your study permit. So please review that. That was on April 17th. Lots of important information there. There will be another one coming up. There's also going to be lots of communication coming out to your Lakehead inbox as well. Which leads me to my next point. Lots of great questions around supports and services. How do you navigate certain situations? I want to emphasize the importance of watching your Lakehead inbox. That is where we're going to be communicating with you about all important things to help prepare you before you arrive and after you arrive. So please watch it for our upcoming newsletters, email campaigns. We put a lot of time and energy into the content that we're sending you, particularly leading up to your arrival. So please make sure you're watching for that. Read the information, and if you have questions as they come up, just hit reply on those emails or use the inquiry buttons that are found in those emails, and someone on the other end will answer those questions for you. I also have shared some links in the chat about different opportunities to connect with your peers. So Peer Mentor Program is something that I've mentioned in the chat box. This is a program that's available to new incoming international students that are arriving in Orillia or Thunder Bay. We connect you with an upper year student that's already at Lakehead, and they serve as another resource and tool for you to get your questions answered, gain advice. I see a lot of students online today are really appreciating the insights from our student panelists today. So to keep that ball rolling, I would highly recommend that you take advantage of the Peer Mentor Program. Many students or prospective students are wanting to connect with our panelists. If you are wishing to connect with panelists, please email welcome@lakeheadu.ca to make this request and let us know who you're interested in connecting with, and we'll do our best to facilitate that connection for you. I think I'm going to leave it there, but again, I encourage you to check the answered questions in Q&A as well as scroll through the chat box. Oh, and last but not least, follow the Instagram page at Lakehead International. Lots of great information there too. Christine, I'll turn it back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Katie. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the webinar today, we do have a special announcement. So that special announcement is that we are launching our Your Choice Matters campaign. So for all of our admitted students to Lakehead University, this is a campaign that you can participate in where it's really unique in that you get to take a photo, you get to showcase your hometown, something that is important to you, something that is meaningful, and you get to be entered for some great prizes if you decide to participate. So today we are launching this. Stay tuned to your emails as well for instructions on how to participate. But you can also go to the website, which is posted here at the bottom, yourchoicematters.ca/begin. And a few of those prizes that you can be entered to win include a $5,000 tuition credit, a winter fun pack, a flight voucher, as well as some smaller prizes that we're going to be drawing over the next few weeks. So we'll be doing our regular prize draws from May 2nd until May 26th. And then on May 27th, we're going to have a special webinar where we're going to be doing the grand prize draws live. So make sure you mark that on your calendar as an opportunity to attend and get involved. It's really quite simple to be able to participate. Here you can see a few photos of some students who've already sent in submissions. So I would really encourage every single person on this call who is an admitted applicant to Lakehead to participate in this campaign and this opportunity that we have coming up. Now, just to finish off, as Katie mentioned, please do follow us on social media. Again, all of the webinars are available online as well as our upcoming events. We have some happening next week, so make sure you tune in for those. And then last but not least, I just want to extend a really big thank you, first of all, to everyone who joined us today as an audience participant member. You had some amazing questions, and I hope that everything that our panelists were able to share has been helpful for you in terms of your decision or as you're preparing to come to Lakehead University. And to our panelists, thank you, thank you, thank you for all of the wonderful advice and guidance that you shared with all of our students today on the call. It really was a pleasure to learn a little bit more about you, your experiences, and how your time has been at Lakehead University. So big thank you to all of us here at Lakehead International for making the time. Especially, I know I'm going to do a shout out, Alina. Thank you for making the time in your office to be able to join in. I know maybe you're at a work day today, so we really appreciate that as well. So that is everything for us today, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you on the next webinar in the coming weeks. But thank you again to everyone, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye now.